My name's Matt. I'm a sophomore.
Okay.
My major right now is supply chain management. It's just
Okay.
in business, like logistics, getting stuff from A to B,
Sure.
getting resources, yeah.
I like that kind of stuff, logistics. What are some of the biggest challenges that you've seen towards your faith life in college life?
Yeah, so I think probably the number one thing that's been a big challenge is this like concept of like what the world kind of says we're supposed to go for in life and like what the faith says. It's actually funny, one of my good buddies, he sent me a video by Bishop Barron the other day kind of talking about this exact same thing, but it's like, it's definitely a real struggle in the business school here. It's all about like networking. Who can you meet that's going to set you up for like the best possible success in life and you can get the best job and make the most money, but it's like, the faith is like the opposite. It's like, how can you like serve the Lord? Like, how can you lower yourself and like be like a child?
Yeah.
And that's what's like, that's been the biggest challenge, is just like the two differing like opinions coming in and like prioritizing one, but then like going to a public university, like a very secular view on the other, and trying to like I want to be a father and like a husband. So like I do need to like be able to support a family and a kids, but like,
Sure.
how do you do that without leaning too far into the excess of, I want to be a millionaire, like I want the nicest house and the nicest cars.
Right. The whole being in the world but not of the world.
Yes, very much so.
I can see that. So how does St. Mary's help you in those struggles?
Yeah, so St. Mary's, a lot of times I hear it get called like a bubble, which I think is like kind of accurate, but I think it also like kind of does a disservice to it, because St. Mary's to me is more like, it's this sanctuary almost of like, I can come here and like know that like that outside of like, oh, you need to make money, you need to do this, is like gone. Like the community here is like founded on like, how can I help this person like grow as close to they can as God, and like that's ultimately what we're here for.
Right.
Is to just seek that relationship, and like St. Mary's is just this place that offers that to you with like no questions asked, where you're coming from, what's been going on, like it's just here to help. St.
Mary's is becoming very well known for being a vocation machine. What's the secret? What do you see as being the secret to their success?
I think it comes down to presenting the faith authentically for what it is to people.
Okay.
Like, I feel like there's this culture sometimes in our faith of like, oh, if you're like pursuing the faith, like you've got to be in religious life. Like you've got to be a priest or you have to be a sister. But it's like they present the faith as like, yes, it's serious and it's serious to all of us, but like we're all kids too still, in a sense. Like we can still come have fun, we can hang out, like we can go out to eat, like we can go watch a movie, and like it not just presents the faith as like, if you're holy, you got to be in religious life, and if you're not, then you get married. Like it's like there's so much joy and like holiness that can be like lived outside of going in religious life too, and like that's what brings people in. And then it starts showing them all the different aspects of like, we bring people in like Father Greg, who's the vocations director for Austin, who gives like these super powerful homilies about like vocations, and like the people are brought in by the joy that St. Mary's gives. And then they start hearing like all the authentic aspects of the faith and what it truly looks like, more than just like, oh, if you're a priest, you have to live alone forever, which is like not true.
Right.
And so like, it just honestly gives what the faith is, and not in a way that's just like solely based on cranking out vocations, but it does by a byproduct of like an authentic community.
So Catholicism and college stage, Texas A&M, they have a lot of things in common as far as holding on to traditions.
Yeah.
You know, we have a lot of traditions in the Catholic faith, and A&M has a lot of traditions. Is St. Mary's becoming, or is it already, you know, a tradition being carried on, you know, for Catholic Aggies?
I think so. I think you definitely come here, and like St. Mary's is one of those churches that, you know, like if you tell somebody you're Catholic, even if they're not Catholic, they're like, oh, do you go to St. Mary's?
Right.
Because they know, like they walk on campus and they hear the bell,
Yeah.
and they see this like big church like standing over like North Gate, and like they know what it is.
Yeah.
And I definitely think it's like more solidifying itself as a tradition with stuff like we do a Eucharistic procession on campus that people see and they're like, okay, there are those crazy frickin' Catholics like doing something weird again.
Yeah.
And so definitely is like I came to A&M, like my biggest reason was St. Mary's. Like hearing my brother's like involvement in the stories, like I came here for this place. And so I definitely think that it is like, if not already, like became a tradition that's like getting passed down. Like you bring people into John 15, which is like the freshman org, and they love it, and then they want to help out in John 15 when they're sophomores, and then they want to do like the freshman retreat called Connect at the beginning of the year, and they just like, you keep wanting to do more and more and more, and it just like keep having more to give you. So I don't know, it just naturally like passes itself down.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So what does St. Mary's mean to you?
St. Mary's is, without being cliche, but it's like, it's definitely a home. It's the first place that like, I've authentically found like a solid like male community around me in my life. Like my home parish is phenomenal. Our youth program is great, but I just never like really had those friends in it.
Yeah.
But like this place like very much gave me that through just like different stuff they do for freshmen last year, and just like the people being like so welcome to open everybody is like, it's definitely just a place that like I can just call home, like come sit down and just like know that I can go sit in the chapel and just be nothing for a while if I want, or I can just do what I need to do here.
That's great. Yeah, that's kind of been this common theme from everybody I've talked to today, is community and home. So that's great. Matt, I appreciate it, man.
Of course, thank you.
This has been great.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.